Hello everybody, and welcome to a brand new episode of Comics. This is our DC New 52 special, where we're going to be talking about all the new comics that came out in DC this week. All 2 of them.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy. Everybody, welcome to the DC Comics New 52 special! Now, instead of telling you guys what we're doing on this episode, because I'm pretty sure you already know, let's just kick things right off right now because we got so many awesome things to do, so kick it!
Alright, so first things first, let's review Flashpoint number 5. People who have been watching the show for the past few episodes know Rich and I, we're not the biggest Flashpoint fans.
You know, it had a great idea behind it, it had great artwork in it, but the execution of it was average at best. I mean, Flashpoint, it's supposed to be this big event comic that leads into New 52.
I mean, this is supposed to be huge. This is the final big thing that happens in the DC universe as we know it. And so, this simply felt way too small. It does not at all feel like it is big enough, it's on a large enough of a scale to initiate a whole new DC universe.
I'd say my biggest complaint though, bigger than that, my biggest complaint is the pacing of the book. I mean, this is a 5-issue event comic. It shouldn't be slow paced. The only reason I even read Flashpoint was because it was the story that transitions from old DCU to new DCU, and if they didn't do that well, then I would have been pissed off.
That being said, Flashpoint number 5 is by far the best of the Flashpoints.
The last issue of Flashpoint actually felt like a big event comic.
1 through 4, things were just happening, and we didn't know why, but this issue finally gives us what we've been asking for.
Flashpoint in general gets a 3.5 out of 5 for me. That's how much I enjoyed issue 5. I thought it definitely closed the series out very well. Flashpoint still feels average, but you can't help but say it has a great ending.
The series as a whole, I'm gonna have to give like a 2. I would give it a 1 if it weren't for this issue. And it was exciting, it was what Flashpoint should have been the entire time. It's as worthy of a comic as we're gonna get leading into the new universe. So next, it is your turn to review Justice League number 1, the first official comic in DC's new universe.
You know, when Carter and I were getting things ready for the New 52 special, you know, I said to myself, we cannot be the only ones doing this. You know, the people that should really be reviewing this, I mean, there's the professional reviewers, then there's people like Carter and I who do it on YouTube every now and then, but the people that really need to get their opinions out there, the people that DC should be hearing from are the fans, and so that's what we're doing here in comics, a mass fan review of Justice League number 1. So let's do it!
Hello, new power generation.
Hey, what's up? I'm Christian.
Hey guys, it's Cody from CodysFilmAddiction.
Alright guys, thanks for giving me a chance to give you my opinion on the new
Justice League number 1.
So Justice League number 1 is the very first comic in DC's New 52 initiative, and it's written by Jeff Johns with art by Jim Lee.
To be honest, I've never read a comic book before, so this is a first for me. I was a big fan of the Justice League show when it was on when I was like 5 or 6 years old, so I had fun reading this comic.
I am a new reader to comic books, so I am pretty excited, as you can imagine. They did a good job, I think, making it, because they made it very basic and very down to earth for the people who've never read comic books before.
I liked it. The problem was not that, that we only get to see Batman and Green Lantern really, which is pretty much the main problem I'm seeing.
I thought that Green Lantern and Batman starting it out, I thought that was really cool.
My problem is that it does not feel big enough at all. Granted, there's been so much hype over this one book, but just given the hype surrounding it, seeing Batman and Green Lantern bicker at each other, it's like some funny witty dialogue there. The tension between those two characters has always been fun, but it more gives you a glimpse of the exciting new world that we'll get to explore later on than actually show us that exciting new world right off the bat. I think it's necessary that they do it like this, all this being said.
Reading this comic, I've read this comic like 3 times, and my opinion hasn't changed. It's strangely enough gotten better every single time I've read it. The best part about this book, and I'm pretty sure this is the first thing everybody's gonna talk about.
First off, the art, gorgeous. Jim Lee obviously brought his A game on this.
I don't think I've ever really seen him do a bad job. I mean, his work is fantastic. It's really well paced. Everything is just highly detailed and beautiful. The colors are just always gorgeous in his work.
Jim Lee hasn't missed a step and his artwork is still amazing to look at.
Jim Lee is my generation's Jack Kirby or Neil Adams. You know, this guy is the greatest comic book artist in the industry, and you can tell just by looking inside of this book.
And Jeff Johns, of course, is an amazing writer, as we've all come to know.
I haven't read too many Jeff Johns books, but I have noticed that a lot of his cliffhangers involve someone showing up. Here he is! Hey, it's me, Superman. The costume looks nice. By the way, the way it's drawn by Jim Lee looks really good.
As far as the story goes, I thought it was a great story. I thought it was an interesting story. I mean, Jeff Johns definitely, you can tell he was really excited to write this. But at the same time, my problem with it was the Jeff Johns slow pace.
I mean, it's Jeff Johns who's slow. Well, he's not slow, but his storytelling is slow.
They tried to make it so simple. Even if I had read comics before, I knew that Batman didn't have superpowers. And I knew the Green Lantern had a ring that could create anything he can imagine.
Really, I thought Batman was being kind of a jerk when he took off Green Lantern's ring, but come to think about it, why was Green Lantern in Gotham City? I mean, Green Lantern just flies in so majestically to save the day. I mean, like, where does he come from? Why is he such a jerk? And why is Nick laughing in the background? I don't know.
I thought it was good, but I think the hype kind of killed it. But the hype has nothing to do with the actual comic book itself, which is why I'm giving it a 4. I think it's going to get more exciting as it goes along.
I would have to give this 4 out of 5. My initial score was going to be 3.5, but after rereading it, I really fell in love with this.
So I highly recommend checking it out. 4.5 out of 5.
Overall, yeah. Good job. Could have been better though, but it did what it was supposed to do, so I'm going to give Justice League number 1 a 4 out of 5.
I really can't wait for the second one. So thanks for letting me tell you what I think.
But all in all, I thought this was a pretty good comic, and I'm pretty sure that I'm going to keep reading this series, even though, sorry Richard, but I prefer Marvel a little bit more.
This issue, I would give 4 RAM chips. Push the button, Lindsay.
So the general consensus seems to be, we liked it. We all definitely enjoyed it. So kudos, DC.
So, thank you for joining us on our new DC 52 episode of comics. I'm sure we'll be reviewing a lot more of the new comics.
In the comment section below, tell Carter and I, what did you think of Justice League number 1? Did you agree with us? Do you disagree with us? Are you kind of in between? Tell us in the comments. Also, if you plan on following any other books from DC's relaunch, what are they? What are you following? Tell me in the comments. And real quickly, thank you to everybody who sent something in, CodysFilmAddiction, everybody that sent something in. Thank you guys so much. I want to do this. This is definitely going to be something I want to do on a regular basis. I mean, it's always nice to get special guests like, our friend Kat and Andre and stuff, but who's more special than the fans? Seriously.
Alright, well, thanks for joining us. Hope you enjoyed Justice League number 1 and Flashpoint number 5, and we'll see you next week with a brand new episode of comics.
Bye, everybody. Thank you for being on the episode. Woo, New 52!